Well, Adeeb, it's really nice to catch up with you, albeit virtually. I trust you're keeping well.
I am. Thank you so much, Rodney. It's a pleasure to connect with you.
Well, it's nice to see you again. So tell me a little bit about your journey back to Bangladesh, because that's a fascinating story.
Well, thank you. Um, I qualified as a chartered accountant in England. That was back in 90, I think, 90 or 91. I had a wonderful job, never thought of coming back to Bangladesh. I'm a UK citizen. But then I got an amazing offer. A local firm reached out to me and said, look, there is no big four operation in Bangladesh. We are a major firm, local firm. Would you be able to come back to Bangladesh and try to bring us the KPMG franchise? So I thought, hang on, there I was working for a small firm in London, and here, this is an opportunity. And within literally that short meeting of half an hour, I decided, nope, I'm going to give this a shot, and it's been fantastic. You know,
How
25
long,
years on, fantastic.
how long ago was that, Adeeb?
25 years ago, exactly.
Wow. Wow, that's a long time. So things have obviously been going very well. Tell me a bit more about Bangladesh for those who are watching that perhaps aren't as familiar as many of our clients are with the country.
Rodney, I tell everybody, and I can't figure this out. Why is it that our branding is so poor? I think everybody thinks of Bangladesh as it's known for our floods and cyclones. And let me tell you, our floods and cyclones has been nowhere nearly as bad as UK or US or Australia for the last 10 years. We are known for that, and we are known for the made in Bangladesh label in all cheap jeans and cheap t-shirts. But there's a tremendous story in Bangladesh. We are a relatively young country, just about 50 years old. But over the last, 10, 15 years, we have had fantastic growth. Social indicators are going through the roof. Nobody publicizes it, but things like child mortality, we are probably the best in South Asia. The literacy rate, we are number 2 in South Asia. We have some of the world's biggest brands operating over here, and they're all doing so well. And I really want the world to know this, to get this message that we are suffering from an image issue, but the truth is so much better.
That is fascinating, Adi, because you're right. As I sort of think about it, when I watch, the news, say, you don't hear that positive message about the vitality of the country, the youth of the workforce, and just the sheer scale of businesses that are actually operating in Bangladesh already.
Oh yeah,
It's fascinating. And so how does that translate into KPMG itself then in Bangladesh?
Um, even before we became KPMG, to be honest, we were by far the number one firm. I mean, whomever you would ask, they would say we are number one. There is no number two. There is no number three. Maybe there is a number four, which would be another firm. The world has changed a lot over the last 25 years. We became a member firm many years ago. I achieved what I was supposed to, what I was brought here for. And maybe I was made a partner because of that. In 2012, they made me a senior partner, made me the head of the firm. The KPMG firm has, as I would say, is an unparalleled position. We are, when it comes to audit, we have a feared reputation. It's like that. It's a formidable reputation we have in audit, whether it's with government, whether it's the private sector, whether it's the bureaucracy. To them, getting your audit done with KPMG is practically an expression. It's like that. We act for, well, now the rotation rules have kicked in, so things have changed, but we only act for multinationals, and until recently there was no multinational we were not acting for. Even if somebody was a client of, subject to independence rules, obviously, and all that, acting for, if it's a global firm, for Deloitte or PwC, if they could, they would come to us. It was that kind of a strong position. It still is. But more than that, Rodney, what to me, what's been phenomenal is that the way this firm contributes to the country, and some of it is official, some of it's not even official, in the sense that let's say they're revamping exchange control regulation, and they would come to us informally that, okay, we are revamping the exchange control regulations. You tell us, what do we need to do? Their company law is about to change. They would ask us, tell us what we need to do. Immigration laws. I mean, these are, so you have it's such a sense of contribution in an environment, and it's so fulfilling to be able to do that. And also within the profession, we attract by far the biggest chunk of the best people coming into the profession. And I was the president of my institute, and I was told that so many of the people come into profession only because they think they can join KPMG, no other reason. So it's like you're actually, you're single-handedly keeping the profession up in the country. So I mean, that's such a rewarding feeling to be able to do that. It's and I think we are truly blessed that we have we are in that position. Yeah.
What a great story that is. That's just fascinating. And I can only imagine, the excitement people have then when they're actually able to join the firm, given what you're contributing back to the country, your position with multinationals, and so forth. Just a great story. And Adeeb, as you talk to some of those multinationals, not to put you on the spot, but as you think about some of the most common things that people are talking about as they look at the country, what are a couple of those common things?
Well, if you look at the positive side, 170 million people, most of them young, most of them under the age of 40. So whether you're in fintech, whether you're in FMCG, imagine the potential here is huge out there. And also another advantage we have is, unlike, say, a jurisdiction like India, which is becoming competitive, there are many other players. There aren't too many players in Bangladesh. So whoever comes in, chances are you get a first mover advantage. So that's something they all talk about. They're cashing in on that. That they have the benefit of that. The downside, of course, Rodney, what would happen? After all, we are let's say a developing country, which means so sometimes the legal infrastructure isn't as transparent, as consistent as what let's say multinational is accustomed to. But then this is where you can come to somebody like KPMG, is because number one, it's trusted. A multinational knows that KPMG's standards of governance and transparency is no less than theirs. If anything, is probably more than theirs in many cases. And also within that, we also know how to navigate the system. We have the local knowledge. We have the depth of the local knowledge. We are about a 55-year-old firm, so we have the connection. We know how things work. We can do that. So I think on the positive side, it's the huge opportunity. The negative side, for businesses coming in, that tends to concern them.
Well, just fascinating, Adeeb. So it certainly sounds like, if I sort of play back some of that, fascinating opportunities for business. A young, vibrant country with really a lot of options that people don't hear about in the news a lot. And it sounds like we're super well placed to assist folks. So Adeeb, it was just fantastic catching up with you again today.
My pleasure.
And I trust you have a good rest of the day, and stay safe in these COVID times, huh?
And you take care.